Dev blog number 8 with Nikita himself was absolutely amazing, and the future of Escape for Tarkov is very bright. The podcast was co-hosted by some of the biggest names on Twitch and in the Escape for Tarkov community. Let's go over some of the major news and highlights. First, some news we already knew about was the Cultists, who are going to be introduced into the game potentially at a time that we do not know and will not be announced. Essentially, the Cultists are new scav raiders that will have poison darts and poison knives, and their lore is around all that kind of religious, mystical candles around the marked rooms you have on Shoreline, the Pig's Head. The Cultists will be kind of around those areas, guarding those areas, and the poison knives will be lootable. Those knives and darts will be the main weapons of the Cultists. We already kind of knew a lot about this, but we got some more details from Nikita. The poison will be deadly until the end of a raid unless you crafted an antidote to help heal you. And also we learned poisons might last longer than one raid, potentially. So that is some exciting news, and they'll primarily come out at night. That's something I also heard. I could be wrong, but that is something that's going to be coming out in the future. And again, he said there might not be a specific date. They might just enter the game and all of a sudden they're there, which actually be really, really cool from a hype perspective. Next up, something that I thought was really cool idea was the potential for airdrops, and they showed a picture of this in the tweet where they showed a lot of different items and new leaks. They call them leaks, quote unquote. But there's an airdrop where it would be a random drop on a random map, potentially in the middle of a game, as well as there's an airdrop type where you can actually call in an airdrop with a flare. I think this is such a cool idea where it'll create a different dynamic within the maps. It'll get people to roam around the map more. It'll also establish a different type of meta when it comes to how people get around the maps, and just give you more options and different variety when it comes to running your 1,000th custom run in a row. But I think it's such a cool idea. It's very unique. The rewards, though, need to be very, very special from these airdrops. And we just didn't get a lot of details other than there's those two different types, and it's going to be random. Next big thing is they're going to be eventually adding armor plating to our rigs and kind of doing a rework of the rig system. As the armor plate takes more damage, you can actually see different pictures of different bullet holes and different bullet types creating different damage on these armor plates. It was also specifically stated that you'll be able to take the armor plates from dead people, but not manipulate them, quote unquote, in raid. You can pop someone in the face and then take their plate and then put it in your bag, and then eventually in the stash menu upgrade your plates or maybe buy different plates. Nikita talked about specifically doing a kind of a rework with the armor, but that is going to be kind of huge when it comes to being able to customize your armor, customize your rig. He talked about wanting to add customization to that rig as well. Next big one I want to talk about is there's a huge change coming to Interchange, and they actually showed some cool pictures that I'll hopefully put on the screen here. There's gonna be like a new shop and new lighting. They've been talking a long time about the Interchange lighting needs to get overhauled altogether. But they showed a picture of like what looked like a gaming shop. The game, it's just for aesthetic, but the lighting look cool. They showed some other hallways where the hallway just looks a little bit more naturally lit, as if, Interchange, it has some like skylights, but it also has some lighting, natural lighting. They're really reworking the lighting in that specific map, and that one's supposed to be, quote, come out in about 12.4 in the next patch. They also talked about updating customs. So first they're going to update Interchange, and then they want to go in and look at customs and do a little bit of revamping, because customs right now only has like one or two main points of interest, specifically dorms. We all know dorms. Everyone and their mother wants to go to dorms. But they will be adding more content and more area between the old gas station and RUAF roadblocks. So that back section where all that construction area is, they're going to add more content in that specific area. And I think that's such a great idea because customs right now is just very, very linear. It's almost like an inverted U where everyone just goes like across and up to dorms. That's like your main hub where everyone, all the great loot and the concentration of loot is. And then extracts are just on the edge. It's almost like an inverted U kind of shape with the flow. He did also talk about that they're looking at the different heat maps and the different locations that players go, and they can actually track that on the different every single map and look at what the behavior of the players as they go throughout the gameplay. So we'll probably see an update for customs after the interchange update. Leaning into talking about maps, they really talked and hit the hammer home on Street of Tarkov is one of the biggest maps and their main priority right now. He specifically stated once the people are done, the people who are currently on the interchange update change, they'll be moving over to the Streets of Tarkov. But it sounds essentially like the heart of the game is really going to be ingrained into the Streets of Tarkov map. And get this, Nikita specifically stated that there could be up to 40 players on one map, on the Street of Tarkov map. That is insanity. Right now, you only have like 6 to 12 per map. Just think of the magnitude and how crazy it's going to be with 40 players. It's going to be the biggest map they've ever created. And when you look at some of the dev art and the dev concepts for Streets of Tarkov, you can really see how there's like 10 plus story buildings, multiple urban environments. They really want to like give us that urban environment. It'd be one of the first maps with a true deep and urban environment kind of atmosphere. So they're really, really focusing on that and really trying to make sure that if they put that many players on a particular map, that it's going to be able to hold 40 players. It's going to be able to hold that much. The servers are going to be able to hold up. They also did speak about the servers because that's one of the biggest gripes on the Escape from Tarkov Reddit. And you see it all the time in their tweets, which is a little bit unfortunate. And I get that people are upset about the server situation. However, Nikita said about 70% of it is outside of their hands, and it's with a third party that most of the server issues is a problem. It's not like they can just turn on servers left and right. They actually, and then you can't just go to an Amazon page, buy more servers, and boom, there it is. There's a lot of work that goes on behind buying and purchasing new servers and making sure it works with their internal infrastructure. So I really feel for the team in that regards, especially because of all the negativity that's on the forums, and people have been calling those other players out. To be honest, I don't think Battle State Games was really expecting there to be so much hype around their game at this time. And Nikita actually gave us a nugget of really valuable information for us. There's at the time of the podcast, which was 11 p.m. It was 9 p.m. Central Eastern or European time. It was about afternoon Eastern EST. It was about like 3 p.m. Eastern. There was 110 concurrent players at that given moment. That is insanity. On a Monday, just the middle of the day Monday, there's 110,000 concurrent players. The servers are getting slammed. That is, he said specifically, that's normally what we see on a weekend. So in the middle of the week now, they're seeing traditional weekend type concurrent player base all throughout the week. And if you've been playing the game lately, you know the weekends have been insane, absolutely insane when it comes to connection issues and all that. He specifically stated after the Twitch drops event, they've been adding servers left and right, like 10, 15, 20 at a time. But it's something they are really, really trying to work out. They're really focused on that. And I really, really hope for the best, because he's been also saying that they've been working like long hours because of just the popularity of the game. It's kind of a double-edged sword in the fact that, yes, Escape from Tarkov is getting great. It's getting hyped. It's getting better. I'm actually part of one of those people who just came in during that wave, and I'm really, really excited about the game. But the double-edged sword, the other side of it is, well, the infrastructure has to be there for all these new players and all these new eyes. So they're working it. They're working really hard. Moving on to the next topic, streamers are talking about the imbalance of the economy. Sounds like Nikita is like aware of it, but I don't think he realized how bad the economy is or how bad the community feels that the current like flea market system is. Different ideas are thrown out, like only found in raid items could be potentially sold on the flea market, or just kind of like a laissez-faire, pure capitalism. There's different ideas thrown out, but one of my biggest gripes is if we have traders and dealers, they should not sell out. We should be able to buy the items as we level up the different dealers and be able to get those items, especially as a early level player. It's been very difficult to get items from the traders, and you don't have that many options. Everything getting sold out is just not a great experience. So a lot of great discussion about that. And thermals actually came up, especially with Sacriel. I know that's something one of his biggest gripes. Talking about trying to find a balance with the thermal system. Yes, it's something that we have in real life, but it doesn't mean it's something that should be like in game, and something that a lot of players are having a big gripe about. That is it for some of the biggest highlights from Dev Blog number 8. What were some of your favorite highlights? Please let me know down in the comments. And if you like Escape from Tarkov content, please hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be making more videos, more content, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.